Hey everybody, this is Derek for the Grumpy Guy Show, talking about episode number 70. Are you sure? Because it's free! Recorded on November 1st, 2022. Tonight we talk about we are where I served. And the card is free! Stick around, it's a good episode. Good evening everybody, welcome to the Grumpy Guy Show. I'm Derek McAllister.
And I'm Ryan McAllister.
So, if you're watching the video, you'll see that once again we're using Google Meet. And I think we're probably going to continue with it. The video was much, much better last week when I was looking at it. And hopefully some of you are actually watching and maybe enjoying the new look.
Nobody watches, let's be honest with ourselves.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know if anybody watches or not. You know, I don't see those numbers no matter where I look on Anchor or Spotify. I don't see any information about it at all. So who the heck knows? You know, maybe we're getting some viewers there. I don't know. But I did spend a whole bunch of time last week putting us on some additional podcast places.
Okay.
You know, I thought that Anchor just automatically sent it out to all these places. No, they didn't. You have to actually go and sign up. So now we're on, let me pull it up here because perhaps it would be easier for others to look at it on or listen to it. Because the only place you can get the video is on Spotify, but if you are listening, you can actually listen through Amazon Music. They have podcasting, Castbox, of course, Google Podcasts. But the thing I saw with Google, we're not getting any listens there. But what I did see is I had posted the latest episode, and it was still processing the previous week. So, who knows? If you're listening via Google Podcasts, you may want to go someplace else to be a little bit more up to date with them. But we're also on iHeartRadio. Apparently, they have a podcasting service, and we're on there now.
Apparently, they do.
And PCA. I don't remember what the heck that is. Let me click on it just to see. Pocket Cast. We're on Pocket Cast, and I think we've always been on there. Radio Public, which I believe that's one that they automatically did. Spotify, they automatically did that. Stitcher is a new one. And, of course, there's also the plain old RSS feed as well. So, plenty of places you can listen to us, if you so desire. And I meant to actually look and see one of the services I looked at the other day, and we actually had 3 listens.
Ooh!
Didn't tell us. It doesn't say how long they listened or anything like that. Of course, neither does Anchor, so that wouldn't really matter. But yeah, according to Anchor, we've only got one listen to last week's episode, but yeah.
And it's the one listen we always get.
Yeah.
The one listener we always get.
But, you know, that kind of leads us into the first topic. So what do you say we dive right into it?
All right, sure.
So, as I said, put us on a whole bunch of different services. And then today, I got an email, and I have no clue who this guy is. He's obviously somebody who's getting marketing crap from one of these places that I signed up for. But it starts, you know, I should actually pull up the email and read it because it's hilarious. It says, "Hey, I found the Grumpy Guy Show on Apple Podcasts." Okay, I'm going to stop right there because the rest of it is junk. I refuse to pay to be on Apple Podcasts. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
So There's a lie right there. He didn't hear us on Google or on Apple Podcasts.
Apple.
It just didn't happen because we're not there.
Didn't happen of the year awards.
Yeah.
That's a Twitter account that not sure if it still exists.
Well, you never know, Elon might not like the truth. But, I checked it out. It's a service that I'm not going to name because, well, they're looking to make money. And, that's the thing that I looked at was, are they looking to make money? Is that why they're contacting me? And lo and behold, they are. So we don't do interviews on here. And this service is about getting interviews or getting yourself out there to be interviewed. And I'm like, okay. And of course you interview somebody and supposedly you get paid somehow. I don't know how, apparently like $27. And I'm like, okay, so you're going to throw all kinds of ads in there in my interview just so that you can make $500 just to pay me $27. Yeah, no thanks.
Who the hell would nobodies like us interview anyway?
Well, it's not even that. I mean, the worst part is, you actually have to pay. It's a minimum of $6 per month.
Oh, good
and that
Lord.
doesn't get you the premium service. The premium service is like $20 a month. And I'm like, oh my God, are you freaking serious? Come on. I don't get it.
I don't either.
If you're going to do something like claim that you heard my podcast, perhaps you should listen to it before you make that claim. I'm just saying, because,
I heard you on Apple Podcasts.
No, you didn't. I swear, you didn't. And I'm just like, come on, dude. What the hell? Get a grip. Oh, but anyway, so as you can tell, that's probably a pretty darn short topic because, duh!
It's not much.
Yeah, there's not much to say about it other than, really, you want to promote your product. I get that, and you're paying these companies to give you somebody who just signed up for a new product. I get that. But before you send these places anything like this, you ought to actually listen. You ought to actually figure out where it is you got the name of the podcast from. Don't just spew your crap.
This thing that emailed you sounds like one of those multi-channel networks on YouTube that takes all of your ad revenue for themselves and gives you nothing.
Well, if they're charging you $6 a month and they're going to pay you $27 for every interview you do, well, yeah, I mean, they're sucking you dry because, like I said, they're probably going to, in the interview, they're probably going to put in a ton of ads somehow. I don't know how, since I'm not hosting on their platform, and I'm not even sure I'm not even sure that's an option to host on their platform. I'm just like, whatever. You do you, buddy. Just leave me out of it. It's just, I don't know. So anyhow, quick topic there, folks.
Quick for our standards.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So, let's go on to the topic that we had left over from last week. What do you say?
Okay, what is it?
So this one is actually pretty relevant just because of the time of year it is. And, of course, the fact that it's, the midterm elections.
It's November in an even-numbered year.
Yes, that's right, folks. So what that means is
I'll give you a hint, folks. It's not a presidential election year. Those are held when the Summer Olympics are held.
So
except for that one year, but let's not talk about that. Let's not open that can of worms.
Oh my. Anyway, so it means that we're being bombarded with ads. And it's a lot worse this year than it seems to have been in the past. And why?
In my case, it seems like it's ads for the same guy.
Well, there's only a couple of people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's really bad. The biggest problem is you have one side, which is the Democrats, who are anti-abortion, and they're pushing the fact that
Democrats are pro-abortion.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, had that backwards. They're pro-abortion, and of course they're pushing that. You know, every other ad that they have is, I won't get rid of women's right to make the choice. Mm-hmm. And this person will, you know, and then the other ones,
too radical for New York.
Yeah, the Republican, that's what the Democrats are saying constantly, and then of course the Republicans
are mostly anti-abortion.
Well, yeah, mostly. Some of which, or many of which, are actually completely and totally against it. The particular person running in this area for a federal level congressional seat is so anti-abortion that he said the mother should be sacrificed rather than getting an abortion.
What?
Yeah. Supposedly. I mean, I haven't actually heard it. You know, it's what you're seeing in the ads.
Yep.
And, you know, there was actually a clip. I don't know if it's him or not, because in most of his ads, even the ones where he is in there, he doesn't speak a whole lot. So, you know, I can't tell if it's him that's actually saying this, but, you know, there's one ad where it says, you know, even if it means a woman dies from it. And I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You know,
that'll win you the election.
Yeah, and I haven't looked into it because, you know, the guy is so extreme. I'm just like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'm not voting for him anyhow. But supposedly he's from Texas, which tells me that the Republican Party may have moved him up here to New York because they felt they could actually win. You know, with his extreme views. You know, and I'm like, that might be a little bit too extreme for New York, but
those extreme views are actually seem to me to be more likely to win down there than up here.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know. I don't know that Texas would even go so far as to say, even if it means the mother dies.
Well, yeah, but would you expect New York to do that?
Oh, no, I don't expect New York to do that now. And
exactly.
Truthfully, right about now, the Republicans probably could win a lot within New York if it wasn't for their stance on abortion. Yeah,
I agree.
You know, that's really the only thing that's going to prevent the Republicans from doing well in New York. You know, their law.
I think doing well. Period. I think
maybe.
I think the Supreme Court's decision might have doomed the Republicans, at least in the Senate.
Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, it's
ignoring the fact that the Republican candidate in Georgia claimed he was a cop and showed a Party City badge.
It wasn't.
And the Republican candidate in Pennsylvania doesn't even live in the state.
Yeah, and that's really something that needs to be changed. You know, within the laws. I mean, you should have to live in the district where you're running.
Exactly.
You know, but as far as the Republican there in Pennsylvania, I believe he owns a house in Pennsylvania. Therefore, technically speaking, he can do it. Yeah. I don't know. You
I know how much you love the guy.
Yeah, freaking quack. But so
funny that both of these Republican candidates are celebrities.
Yeah. So the whole topic, this wasn't the actual topic, folks.
No.
The actual topic, it does have to do with elections and everything, but we're getting bombarded with these two people in particular. They're both running for a congressional seat at the federal level, not a representative within the state.
Mm-hmm.
But they both keep pushing, and a lot of others are doing it. I served in the military. Okay, good for you.
Good
I'm
for
glad.
you.
Thank you for your service. However, that does not necessarily qualify you to be in an elected position.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you serve does not mean that you are qualified to be in an elected position.
Exactly.
And the Republican candidate, he keeps saying, I did, I don't know, it's something like 2 years of sub duty. Well, okay, good for you.
Congratulations. You want a medal?
Thank you for your service. But it doesn't mean a damn thing when it comes to being elected.
You should be getting elected on policy.
Yeah. And that's the thing. You need elections.
What's your stance on abortion?
I think we know his. But
okay, we've gotten abortion done to death. What else? What other issues can we talk about?
Well, the Republicans.
Any of them?
The Republicans keep pushing how, like the Republican governor. Wow, just lost it there.
Obviously not in this state.
Candidate. There you go. Yes.
Oh, okay.
The Republican candidate within this state, he keeps talking about how crime is going rampant and everything. And I'm like, okay. And you see all these videos they show, and if you ask me...
Are any of them in this state? I doubt it.
Well, that's part of the problem. Because when they first started, they were showing smash and grabs that were happening literally in California. How do I know they were in California? Well, because I saw the same exact video on the national news talking about the smash and grabs in California.
How could you tell it was in California? Because everything was on fire.
But, they're showing these videos, and I'm just like, yeah, I've seen that before. On the news.
People in that state are on fire.
So, they finally stopped showing those, and now they're showing these other videos, and they look completely and totally staged. Mm-hmm. And by staged, I mean, we're talking, it looks like fake guns. They supposedly show this one person shooting somebody who's falling down, yet there's no flash from the end of the gun, which there is when you're talking about a pistol. Mm-hmm. And, there's no smoke at all, which, okay, maybe, there's not necessarily smoke, but then they show the guy laying, falling down, but there's no bullet holes. There's no blood, nothing. And I'm like, okay, so that one's staged. And then I watched another one where, these two guys are less than 10 feet apart, and they're shooting at each other, and they both run in opposite directions. I'm like, okay, so that's staged.
Huh?
I mean, if you're going to do stuff like this, you're going to show stuff like this, first and foremost, make it so that it's something in New York. And second, make it real. Show real footage.
Well, that's hard to find for New York.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean,
that's why you got to go out to California to get the footage.
It's utterly ridiculous how bad it's getting with these political campaigns. And you can't even tell 90% of the time, even though at the end of it they're supposed to say, I approve this message. 90% of the time you can't tell if it's actually them saying it or not. Mm-hmm. I mean, unless they're actually there and you see them in the video saying it.
Yep.
Which I've noticed more often than not, the Democratic candidates are the ones that are in the video. They're not showing things of other stuff for the most part. They're actually in the videos talking, which I'm like, hey, you can spend the time to be on there. Good for you.
You can actually be bothered.
Yeah. I mean, the Republican candidate for Congress there, he's got one video in which he is actually in it. Just one.
Just one.
I'm like...
That's kind of sad.
All right. But, I'm just like, hey, you go for it, dude. You go ahead and think that you're right.
Hey, I just thought of another issue that we can mention.
What's that?
Trump. How pro-Trump you are and how anti-Trump you are.
Yeah, and that's...
Because our current governor is slamming her opponent on how he's super close to Trump and how he wanted to overturn the election. How he voted to. Yeah,
supposedly he voted to overturn it, which a lot of Republicans did. But, you know, I don't know. I mean, what can you do? It's not like we can... It's not like we can say, yeah, he did, without doing a bunch of research. And personally, I'm not going to do a bunch of research on it.
That's fair.
Just saying, So I mean, stuff like that, I'm going to ignore. I'm going to make my decision based on what I know, and I don't know. I mean, at this point, again, you're just picking the lesser of two evils. Nobody is putting up a good candidate, period.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be said that you go into politics because you're a failed business person.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you go into politics
look who our
because
last president
everybody
was.
Is. Yeah.
How many bankruptcies did he have?
Oh, but he's rich. Rich beyond belief.
3, 4.
He's rich beyond belief.
I'm pretty sure he's had as many bankruptcies as he's had wives.
Ooh, I don't know if he's had that many wives.
Give him time.
Yeah.
He's been shown... There's been pictures going around of him hanging out with his lawyer, and people are joking that she's going to be his next wife.
Yeah, he's still young. Oh, my. All right, so what do you say we go on to the last topic that we have?
All right. What's this one?
So, the other day, we went out shopping. I'm not huge on shopping just to shop, but your mother wanted to, so we went out. And she wanted to go to Ollie's, which, in case somebody's living under a rock or in a very small town that doesn't have an Ollie's or isn't close to one, Ollie's is basically a bargain outlet. I mean, they buy huge quantities of things that don't sell at the big stores, and they sell them for discounts.
Good stuff cheap.
Yes, that is their slogan. Good stuff cheap. So, we're there. We found a couple of things. We go up to check out, and there's one checkout open. There's two people standing over at another checkout, just standing there chatting. And
seriously?
They obviously worked there because they had the Ollie's shirt on. They had Ollie's name tags. And I'm like, all right, so we got a line that's going halfway down the aisle here, and you're over there chatting. So somebody comes from out of nowhere and opens up another register, finally. And I'm like,
yep.
Okay, that makes sense.
It does.
So we get up there, to check out. And the lady says, do you have our rewards card? No, I don't. Do you want to sign up for one? It's free. No, I don't want to. Are you sure? Because it's free. I don't want to.
Are you sure? Because it's free.
And then she says, okay, can I have your zip code? So I say that, I say the zip code. Mm-hmm. What? So I said it loud. And at this point, I was getting annoyed, right? Well, I couldn't hear you. I said, yeah, because you turned and you stopped listening.
What?
So, then she types it in, and, she scans everything and tells me how much it is. So I put my card in the little thing. Oh, are you using a card? No, I'm not using a card. I'm paying with cash. Come on, lady. But the problem I have, it's not so much, that's not really where this topic is going. This topic is really, truly about these stupid reward cards.
Are you sure? Because it's free.
Yeah. You go to every grocery store, and they've got a card. You'll get discounts through our card. Okay, well, I sure as hell hope so, because you're getting all of my data.
Mm-hmm.
And what am I getting for it? Ooh, I'm saving 50 cents a month.
It's free, though.
Yeah. So here I am. I'm saying, all right, somebody who shops at a big grocery store all the time, they might actually save a significant amount of money. The problem is this store is making 4 to 5 times the amount of money that you are saving, because they're taking your data and they're selling it. And this is the problem.
Everybody's selling your data.
Yeah, everybody's selling your data. And I get it. When you're talking about a service that's free, such as Google, or, name something else that's free. Dropbox, they've got a free thing. Mm-hmm. Or any of those services that are free, Facebook, even Twitter, they're selling your information.
Apparently, a thing in California that you can click that says "Don't sell my data."
Yeah, that just means don't sell my data to somebody in California.
Mm-hmm.
But at any rate,
and that causes cancer in the state of California.
Yes, it's known to cause cancer in the state of California. But the whole problem that I have with these cards is they're
free.
Getting something, and you aren't really getting anything. If they can sell you, it's even gotten to the point where gas stations have their own cards, right? And they're selling you,
and they're free.
Yeah, they're free. And if you've got one of their stupid little cards, you save 10 cents a gallon. Well, okay, great.
That doesn't really do anything in this economy.
10 cents a gallon isn't going to save you a whole lot. It's going to save you like $1 at most on a tank of gas.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to turn that information around.
$1? I think that's being a little generous for this economy.
You get 10 gallons of gas, 10 cents a gallon, that's $1. That's my math, at least. Doesn't matter what the economy is. That's math.
But I wouldn't know. I failed math twice in high school.
But at any rate, so you save $1. Most people, they're getting gas once, maybe twice a week. So let's go with twice a week. So they save $2 a week. That's $8 a month. Do you know how much money these gas stations are making off of you saving that $8 a month? They're probably making $50 to $60 a month. Easy. Mm-hmm. So what benefit is it to you? Absolutely
it's free.
None. Yeah, it's free. Yes, it's free for me to sell your data. But like I said, I get it when you're talking about something like Google. Simply put, it's a free service. Literally free. Gmail. That's huge. Gmail is the biggest. Yeah, it's free. It's the biggest email service out there, and it's free. Why is it free? Well, it's free for a very simple reason. They're selling your data. So I get that. And I get it when it comes to Facebook.
It doesn't matter who they is. They are selling your data.
Yeah.
If I am they, then I am selling your data.
But, I mean, that's the whole thing, Those services are free. So, yes, they're getting something out of that. They're paying for their servers and their internet connection by selling your data. Okay, I get it. But I don't get these grocery stores,
Mm-hmm.
And the worst part in the world...
Are you sure it's free?
Yeah. The worst part in the world is they'll tell you, oh, but we need to do this so we can make money. Really? So those ads, the sales that you have where you cut $5 off the price of, all right, maybe it's not $5. So you take $2 off a box of cereal. So that tells me, because in the state of New York, you can't sell something for less than what you paid unless you have some kind of special set up.
Mm-hmm.
So you're taking $2 off that box of cereal tells me that you can sell that box of cereal for $2 less than what you're currently selling it for. You just choose not to because you want to make more money. So don't go telling me that you need my stupid little card so that you can track me, so that you can sell my data, just so that you can make a profit.
Are you sure it's free?
Yes, I'm sure. It's really hilarious. There were a couple of times at Wegmans, I didn't have my Shoppers Club card, when we first got it, and the cashier's like, oh, that's all right, and they scan their own card. I'm like, okay. Kind of defeats the purpose, but sure, you go for it, dude.
Go for it, dude.
All right, folks. I'm sure you've heard the music starting up.
That means good night.
We'll see ya.